Owen,
Hello, Susan.
how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So this is my guide and friend, Owen Zamukutsi,
Indeed.
and we met about a year ago, horse riding guide. Now you're a guide of all different sorts,
Indeed.
and we're here in Zimbabwe. This is Owen's home, and he is going to tell us a bit about himself, and then he's going to tell me and all of us a bit more about the warthog, which is a very cuddly animal, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, Owen, tell us about you.
Okay, Owen was born and raised in a small village in the eastern highlands of Zimbabwe called Chipinge. I was born in a family of 11 children, and I went to South Africa back in 2007 looking for greener pastures, and I was lucky to be employed at a horse trail company as a groom. That's how my love for the horses started.
And before that, your English is really good. How did you have really good education, or how did that happen?
Wow, thanks so much for that. Actually, I didn't manage to go to tertiary education like college or university. I only, have a high school certificate, and I learn English at school, yes, of course, but because I'm working in tourism, my English improved from talking to tourists and stuff.
Exactly. But I can also tell you that this man is really driven, and he wants to learn, and he, strives to improve yourself and your
Indeed.
life and your
Indeed.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, how did you come? What was the mode of transport the first time you went to South Africa?
Oh, thanks for that. Wow. My first time to went to South Africa, I went there as an illegal immigrant. I left Zimbabwe because of economic instability. So I went there looking for greener pastures, and well, I had to go through Limpopo River and try to be really careful and maneuver through the water because there are a lot of hippos and crocodiles there. So it was a very dangerous trip, but I'm glad I succeeded and crossed the river to South Africa and
It started from
started
there.
working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. That's the sides of lives that we as Europeans or Westerners we couldn't even imagine doing that. So thank you, and you also, let's say it here, you also opened your own company now. So
Oh, yeah.
you're available for hire for as a guide in
Indeed,
Zimbabwe.
indeed, yeah. I am actually, looking forward to empower myself because how I was born in a, very poor family, and I had I have been, wanted to empower myself and try to bettering myself and along the way. So I am so thankful to my parents because they tried by all means to, give me, better education. Although it was really tough for them to pay for my university or college fees, that's when I had to find an alternative in order for me to, reach where I want to reach. But I must say, nothing is impossible in life if you are passionate about it, if you're driven for higher. And I must say, like I said to you earlier, that I don't have, a university or college degree or diploma whatsoever. But I am so thankful to God that when I talk out there, sometimes I address, university graduates, and I feel like, I'm part of, you know, everyone, and I can actually be whom I want to be, regardless of I did not go to university or whatever.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. Neither did I.
I'm
And
glad to hear
yeah,
that.
and sometimes it helps because you make your own life experiences along the way,
That's true.
and you kind of look at life
Yeah, yeah.
a bit differently.
That's very true.
Great, and I'm delighted for you, and I'm so happy that you are my guide for this week, and had been, of course, last year as well on the horses. So I'll definitely be back. And now let's hear about the lovely, cuddly warthog Pumba. We've seen roaming fat as a pig.
I know.
And also we see them running around and they look so cute. But tell us about that species.
So I would say warthogs are one of my favorite animals, although they are part of the ugly five, of which I don't know how people, ended up grouping them in the ugly five. But if I would choose to put, the list of the ugly five, I was gonna take the warthogs out of that list because they are really cute.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really lovely and cute animals. I mean, when you come to places like here in Vic Falls, you see warthogs roaming around the town with people. That clearly shows that how, we value wildlife in Zimbabwe. And the poaching here, it's really, really low.
Yeah.
Animals do trust humans, and they actually move. Some of them move from the wilderness because of the lions and leopards, and they come into the cities because they feel so protected, and they take humans as their friends.
Which is nice to see because we've seen the opposite side with the rhinos.
Indeed,
where they need 24-hour protection.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that's when it comes to rhinos, it's a bit of a challenge that we do have in Africa because of poaching. But I mean, we need to protect them, and if we don't do so, we are going to lose those special, species anytime soon, because poaching is on the rise in Africa at large. But how are we going to stop poaching? It's a big question because, rangers are working so much hard there. They are trying by all means to protect them, but there is market for rhino horns, and if we are not going to stop that market, poaching will still on the rise, and we cannot manage to stop poaching in Africa.
Yeah, that's a big problem that needs to be addressed by the world, really.
Indeed,
yeah.
indeed, yeah.
Okay, but back to the warthog.
Yes.
What kind of a species is it compared to a pig, or is it a wild pig, or what?
So warthogs are in the swine family. So they are actually, grouped as like, pig family. But some people don't really know the difference between a warthog and a wild pig. But if you look at their tracks, wild pigs' tracks are kind of a little bit point in front towards where they were going, and then the warthogs' tracks are a little bit much open.
Yeah.
That's one of the differences if you see the trails. Also, wild pigs actually look like the domestic pig somewhere somehow, and they don't have these massive tusks like like the warthogs.
Yeah.
However, wild pigs are more dangerous.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, to humans, if they feel like threatened or attacked, they can really fight back, and they can be very dangerous. They've got very small tusks, but they are very good weaponry, and they use them. Once you get caught by a wild pig, they can easily break your leg.
And what is the natural predator to warthogs? Are they prey to the cats, or?
Yes, so the warthogs are prey to leopards, lions, and sometimes cheetahs can go for warthogs. But let me tell you, warthogs can stand up the ground and fight, any predator. And actually, when those predators are attacking them, they need to be really, really careful because they can be easily killed by warthog.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very small creatures, but very bold and very strong.
And do they live in families, or like you see them with the little ones, but do they separate, or are they monogamous?
Monogamous. Monogamous, yes.
Monogamous.
So yes, warthogs are social animals. So we have quite a number of social animals in Africa, and warthogs are one of them. So mothers with babies, sometimes they will have this crutch kind of thing that they look their young ones together as moms. Sometimes you can see 3 or 4 moms with about 5, 6, 7, piglets.
Piglets, yeah.
And also sometimes, well, the males can be a little bit, solitary. Sometimes you can see them, but especially the old ones, they can be chased away by the youngster and still active males. But other than that, sometimes you can see them, as a group as well. But when they get older, the males sometimes choose to be alone.
Alone. And how long do they live? Average life expectancy?
So I would say warthogs can live the domestic pigs is kind of like in that swine family, and their lifespan is more or less the same. So I would say it can get something like from 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
The warthogs, can live up to that
Cool.
age.
Well, thank you for your introduction and the information. Always a pleasure. And you'll meet him again. And Owen has his own company in Zimbabwe. And
Indeed.
it's called
ZamZim Tours.
ZamZim Tours.
So ZamZim Tours, it's a shortcut. Zam is the shortcut of my last name, Zamkudzi, and Zim is a shortcut for Zimbabwe. So it is called Zamkudzi Zimbabwe Tours.
Fabulous. And yeah, you're in good hands because Owen really knows wildlife, but he also knows how things work on an administrative side, and where you need a visa and where you need to do this and that and the other, which
Indeed.
is peace of mind for us visiting, able to just explore the beauty of this country. So thank you very much.
You are
and
welcome,
we will
Susan.
talk to
Thank you
again.
so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for
It's a
having me.
pleasure having you here.